Okay, if you look in your syllabus, this is the problems that are required. Okay, right here, the 19th, introduction, going over syllabus, which we've done, and 1.1 and 1.2. Okay, when you go to the very next page, it says what you have to do on 1.1 and 1.2.
Where are we at?
In the syllabus.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay,
Okay.
got it.
It tells you here to put the place value chart from page 2 or page 3. You don't need to do both because they're the same pretty much. Put one of those place value charts in your portfolio, and you would put that in the section like with the key terms. Another thing you're going to have in your portfolio is the study skills, page 9 and 10, which was using your textbook. Other than that, you just have the evens on 1.1 and the evens on 1.2. If you don't get the portfolio part done, just make sure you have it done by test day. Okay, 1.1 is reading and writing whole numbers. So looking at the place value chart on 2 and 3, you know how the decimal would be right there. You got the 3. There's 3 segments. This is called a period. This is your hundreds period. The next 3 numbers is your thousands period. After that, the next 3 are your millions period. So you've got your hundreds period, your thousands period, and your millions. After that, what is it? Billions. No, I don't think it's on your chart, but after that would be trillions. You won't need that, but
10 trillions.
okay. Each one of these periods has the 1, 10, and 100 spot. So you got your ones, your tens, and your hundreds. So that's that, and then on the thousands you would have 1,000, 10,000, and 100,000. So 1,000, 10, I'm sloppy, sorry, 10,000, and 100,000. So you're going to put that somewhere in your portfolio where you go all the way to the trillions. Okay.
So we make one of those charts?
Yeah, you need to put a copy of that chart with in your vocabulary section of your binder. Okay. The first problems that you're doing, it tells you to write the digit for the place value. You may have a number like 4023, and then it has it may say 10 and 100,000. We don't have 100,000. I better put some more numbers on there, huh? Because that only goes up to 1,000. Let's put some numbers in front of it. 234023. What number is in your 10 place?
2.
2. And what number is in your 100,000s?
2.
And the other 2. Yeah. Okay. When you do your homework, write down the problem like it's written in the book, and then the margin on your right side, I need you to have an answer column. So if this was like number 2, your answers would be 2 and 2. There was 2 answers there. So you need an answer column and your problems over here. If you have a problem like 7 through 10, it asks you to put the period. So if you had a problem like that, like 572,023. That's really not the way you would say that number, right? 4 comma, you'd say 4 million, 5, you'd say 572,023.
23.
You wouldn't say and 23, and is saved for after the decimal, okay? Okay, this number, 4,572,572,023. If you want to, what you do the period, if it wants the numbers for the period, for the millions and the thousands and the hundreds, what it's asking for is all the numbers in that period. All the numbers in the million is just the 4, right? So 4 would be the digits for that period. The thousands,
3.
572. You need all 3 of those numbers. The hundreds period is 0 to 3. Okay? If you have a lot of numbers like this, if that was like number 4, which it's not, but if it was number 4, if you don't want to write all those numbers and squeeze them, you could put C work. Or just put work. Just put work on there. It's fine. And what you would want to do is box this in or highlight it so that when you're grading and you get to this, you can look over here and see your answer real easy. See which part of it is your answer.
So that period at the end is telling you that that's what you want.
The question, if you look at page 7, it starts out by wanting you to give the digit for the place value, and then 7 through 10 wants you to give the digits for the period. They want you to give every digit that's in that whole period. Remember, this is the period for 100, and then this is your thousands period like that. They want you to give all the digits in that period. So that's a new word for you there. Period is not just a dot. It's not at the end of the sentence. A period is 3 numbers. It's a group of numbers. Okay, writing a number in words. You're probably thinking this is silly, but you might learn 1 or 2 things here. If you were going to write like something like the number we just had, okay, if you're going to write that in words, you need to have commas. Everywhere there's a comma in the number, put a comma in your word.
So it has to be written out like 23,000. 20 spelled
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Okay.
Written out in words, not just the number written out. The number 4, write it out as 4. 4 million, comma, 572. So write 500. Okay, 72. Most people wouldn't realize it, but you should have a hyphen there. 70-2. Anything from 21 up to 99 has a hyphen. 20-1, 20-2, except for the 10s, like 30, 40, 50. Okay, so if it's 54, it's 50-4. Okay, 572. We need to put the period in there. We have to say 1,000. After you write the number and then the period, then the comma. The last part here, it's no hundreds. You don't put no hundreds in 23. You just put 23. 20-4. 3. Okay? Eventually there will be a decimal and some other numbers. If it's like 0.4, you would say N 4/10. But we're not doing that yet.
Cross that out.
So that's your answer.
4 million.
Of course, you're not gonna write
Ones
that
or
in the
tens?
margin, right?
Yeah.
Over in the margin, you're gonna put whatever number this is, and you're gonna just put work. So that you can just look over there and grade it. Okay, if you have a problem written in words and you convert it to numbers. Okay, say you have the number written out 94 million. What if it said just 94,000,002? Okay, we have 94 will be in the millions place.
And you
There's no-
always have, even on
Huh?
those, you need that dash whenever. You got a
Anywhere you
95,
put
96,
94,
97, okay.
94 is written 90-4. There's no thousands here. And in our hundreds period, we just have 2. So 0, 0, 2. Okay, what if it says 36 trillion? 30-6 trillion. And it doesn't say anything after that. Okay, you have 36 in your trillion spot. You're going to have nothing, you have zeros in your million spot. That's not 36 trillion yet, right?
Mhm.
No thousands and no hundreds. Okay, I believe that's most of everything on 1.1. There's word problems, but the word problems aren't where you have to figure things out. It's just wanting you to either write the number that's in there into words, or if there's words, it wants you to put it into numbers. It's not actually having to like do any computation, any adding or subtracting or anything like that. Is there any questions on 1.1?
So,
What we just wrote down would probably go into our vocabulary, wouldn't it?
The vocabulary, well, this is notes that you just took.
Okay.
The notes you just now took will go into your notes section. You will need a copy of the full place value chart in your vocabulary section though. But what we're doing now is notes.
Okay.
Okay, 1.2. It starts on page 11. You're adding whole numbers.
Adding what?
Adding whole numbers. Not like fractions or what else wouldn't be a whole number?
Decimals, maybe?
Yeah. Not negatives, just whole numbers, just positive numbers. And no, we're not doing decimals yet either. We're just doing numbers, whole numbers without a decimal or a fraction. So first 2 sections are going to be pretty easy homework. Okay, if you have a list of numbers you're adding, so you have like 2 plus 5 plus 7 plus 5 again, maybe 8 plus 3. Okay, you can go from top to bottom and add, or what you might want to do is kind of group them into tens. See, like 7 plus 3 is 10, 8 plus 2 is 10, and 5 plus 5 is 10. So you got this 10, 20, 30. So you can group them when you're adding. Or you could just go from the top. 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 5, that's not as fun, huh? 19 plus 7.
That other
I
one's
mean,
what
19
I
plus 8. 19 plus
Let's see.
8, 27 plus 3.
Plus 3 is
I
30.
was thinking about the answer being 27, I said
That's
that.
why I did it, I was like.
Okay. If you're adding just like two numbers, like 29 plus 36, make sure you always start on the right. 9 plus 6, 15. Okay, when you write the 15 on your work, I want you to show where you carry numbers. Even if you can do it in your head, go ahead and show it. Show your work. 3, 4, 5, 6. This number you can write on your answer column. Most likely this section you'll be able to write all of the answers on the right. Put all your answers in your answer column because it'll be mostly just where you added. You got an answer. When you get to the numbers where the problem is written like this, where it's written like 517 plus 131 plus 250. You don't have to write it straight out of the book like that. When you see it in the book like that, go ahead and write it the way you're going to write it to solve it. Go ahead and instead of writing number 12 like this, when you write number 12 down, you can put it straight into your homework page the way you're going to write it to solve it, to add it, okay? And then just do your addition, 7 plus 1 like that, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can just write it like that. So if it's sideways, just write it up and down. You don't have to write it this way and this way. Don't write it twice.
So hers is,
Huh?
Just 1.1 and then 1.2, right?
1.1 and 1.2.
See?
There's one
Can you
more
do it like
thing
this?
to cover for 1.2.
Can you do all of this 1.1?
There's some pictures on page 20,
And then go all the way up.
and it wants you to find the perimeter. Okay, the
Where?
perimeter of a figure. Do you remember to find the perimeter, do you add or multiply? Like if you have a rectangle here, and this is 10 and this is 13. You add them, yeah. Let me tell you a little story real quick. That I like to kind of think about this to tell the difference between area and perimeter. My son had these little G.I. Joe dolls. He wouldn't play with dolls. They were G.I. Joe figures. Action figures, I'm sorry. And these G.I. Joes had these backpacks on. They had these little buttons that you push. Well, the only one I remember, you push the button and it said, guard the perimeter. Guard the perimeter. And I thought, well, it's a math term. And then I started thinking about it. When they're guarding the fence, when they're guarding the perimeter, the perimeter is how far it is around something. Like how much fence it's going to take to put around it. So the perimeter is like a fence around something. So how much fence would it take to go around that? So if it's a rectangle, you already know this is going to be 13 down here, and this will be 10 there. So you just add all four sides. So you have 13 plus 13 plus 10 plus 10, and that's kind of sloppy, but when you write it, you're going to write it a lot better, right? And you're put your addition. Okay, is this a little picture, a little piece of paper that we measured, or is this like a yard? It
Your
didn't
answer's
say.
wrong.
yeah, you're right.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it didn't say if it was inches or feet or yards. You
I know,
okay?
but you got a 3 for a 6.
I have a 3 for 6. I just seeing if you guys paid attention. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I make at least one mistake a day. That way I can see who catches my first mistake. Yeah, right. Okay. This is inches, so this would be 46 inches around it, right? When we get into area, you're going to have square inches, square feet, square yards, whatever. This is just like how many inches of fence or how many inches of border you need to put around something, so that's the perimeter right there. Is there any questions looking over 1.1 or 1.2?
Okay. Would it be possible for us to receive the dates of the, because you have this paper right here that has all the dates and everything, but it doesn't, you had a bunch of,
The dates of the test or what?
yeah, this right here.
Yes. The test is good. The first test is going to be on February 7th. If you look at your portfolio requirements, it also has the test days on those. First test day is February 7th. That's your first portfolio check. Chapter 2, this is in your syllabus, so you don't really have to take notes on it. Just this page is in your syllabus.
Yeah.
You've got all the dates there for your test. Whatever we covered on this day will be due on the day you come, the next time you come. So we're going to grade 1.1 and 1.2 on the 24th, which is next Monday. You're going to have those two sections to do, and then we'll grade them on Wednesday. There's 4 sections here, but I saw that you were going to have longer, so I squeezed these where it would be over the weekend. So if you want to get ahead where you're not having to do 4 problems on the weekend, 4 sections on the weekend, you could work ahead and start doing these sections. But I didn't want to put 4 sections that you had to do between between Monday and Wednesday. So if we have longer sections, they're probably the section that I have for Wednesday, because you have more days between classes there. So your first portfolio requirement, February 7th. That's your first test day. And see, we do 1.1, 1.2, that's your homework that you're going to have to keep in your portfolio. These are return homeworks. Right here at the bottom. If you look at your second one, you're going to have test 1 in there and all the homeworks. So I give you your test back. If you retake one, I only give you the second one. When you retake a test, I make sure I don't give you the same one. So you give me that test, and then I let you take another test, but you only keep one of them in your portfolio. Okay, no more questions?
Yes. How do you do these?
Oh, okay, there's some problems where you add it, and then it wants you to check your answer. What page is that on?
It's 18.
Page 18. Okay, it says to check the addition. So it has the problem.
Oh, I see. I thought it was looking
see
for
it?
another number. No, that adds up to that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So you have a problem like number 61 says 832 plus 468 plus 791. And they have an answer of 2091. Okay, it may be right and it may be wrong. So if it's right, after you check it, you just put correct. If it's wrong, you can put what the right answer is. Okay, instead of adding going down, you add going up. 8, 9, 10, 11, put it here, and you're gonna carry 1. 9, 10, that's 19. You carry 1. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 7 is 20. So that one you would put correct. That was number 61. So on your answer sheet, you would just say correct. If it was incorrect, you're doing the even, so this is actually the answer. If 63 was incorrect, you would write incorrect, and then you would put what the correct answer is. Now I'm just going to make a number up. Okay? So if it's correct, you don't have to put what the answer is. You just checked it and it was right. You just add going up. If it's incorrect, write incorrect and the right answer. Any other questions? Anything else I missed? There's a map there that says to find the shortest route. I didn't go over that because I thought it was something that was easier to figure out.
What's that?
The little map that says to find the shortest route. It'll tell you to find the shortest route between one city and another city. And if there's 2 ways, just add them up, and the one that's the less miles is your shortest route. Okay. I just didn't cover it because I thought that would be pretty simple to figure out anyway. Okay.